What's up, guys? It's Mixed with Market Open. I'm gonna do the trade recap real quick. Actually, let me cover this real quick. I put CBI this morning on the watch list for you guys in the Facebook group. I just wanted to point out at this perfect looking flag. A flag is a green, like a bull flag is a green candle. It pulls back to the 9. Next candle will make a new high as your entry. You could have gotten in right here, 21.52. Stop is right here, 21.39. I was actually thinking about taking it, but I decided not to since the market's kind of going sideways. But just look at this. This thing just ripped. You could have taken 1,000 shares right here at 52, and you would have been risking about 13 cents or so, and you would have already have made your money right here. So you'd be up almost $200 right here. Either way, all right, so let's go with the first trade of the morning. Sortion, NTNX. So NTNX was actually called out by somebody in the room. I almost took 1,000 shares of it, honestly, but I didn't. There we go. Look at this thing just rip down. All right, so NTNX, believe we took it right at 936, so it's probably around here, 935. Yep, right here in this candle. So as you can see, it came down, it pulled back up, and it failed over to go over 35 and stay. So it didn't even cross it at all. And so we shorted it right here at 34.81. So the next candle making a new low. Actually, no, we shorted it down here. So 20-cent stop. And then obviously your stop is here over 35. So 500 shares. It came down immediately, and after that it just flushed down and just went. I covered 400 at 34.49, so I was down here somewhere. And looking back on it, I probably should have held it a little bit longer. It flushed all the way down. Just in that 1 minute candle, it flushed all the way down to 33.66. So I could have been up a couple $100. You never know that things like that are going to happen. I took my partial when I had it, and because as you can see on here, I actually took the last 100 at 33.82. So I was way down here. As you can imagine, if I would have kept the whole position, I would have just had a great day. So that was my first short. I think I was up 200 and 220, 230 or something like that. I don't remember. And then I took my next short, let's see here, 250 shares right at 34.36. So right around, actually, I take that back. Yeah, 34.36, took it at 9.51. So right, I think I took it in this candle right here. 9.51. Yeah, so right here. Unfortunately, I shorted it right at 34.36. I didn't really quite wait out for the pattern on that one. I should have known better. It's past time where I should have been trading on a 1 minute chart. So I really should have been trading on the 5 minute chart. I should have been taking this this VWAP rejection right here. Basically, it's just a pullback. It's a bear flag. So down, it pulls back. Next candle make a new low. That's where you get in. Should have gotten in right here. But unfortunately, I tried to short it and be sneaky on the 1 minute. Ended up not working out. Took a loss on that. Yeah, so I shorted 350 shares. Took a 30-cent loss on it. Yep, here, covered 150 there, and then the last 200. Yeah, so I took a loss on that. Then I got smart and I waited for the pattern to actually fill out, which is really what I should have done, and I should have leaned into it heavy, but I didn't. I was being a little bit impatient. You know, when you get a really, really good trade on something and you just get cocky and you think that, oh yeah, I know how this thing trades, like it's fine, I'll be all right. And so that's kind of what happened. I just got a little cocky, and then just it smacked me. So all right, now the next short I took on NTNX, I waited for the pattern to actually fill out. I shorted it right here at 34.40 with the stop right here at 34.80. So I had 40 cents of risk, which is $100. So I shorted it there, and then I covered. I waited for a little while. I covered 100 at 34, so down here. It was kind of moving back and forth. And then I covered the rest at 34.08, made another $100. Actually, I think it was like, yeah, actually I did make another $100. I think it was like 95. And so then that brought me back up to 178. That is NTNX. So I took 3 trades overall on NTNX. Now this trade on VUZI, this is often I talk about something that, actually that's a 1 minute chart. I often talk about something that not to stay in it if it doesn't go your way right away. So it pulled down. This was actually on my list this morning. It pulled down immediately. And so it was too fast for me to get in. And so then I waited for the pullback. I shorted it right at 9.65. So this is a 5-cent ticker. I usually don't like to trade them just because as soon as you get in, you're 5 cents down, obviously. And so that ended up happening. I got in. I was down already $50. So I was already sketched out then. And then it started getting a little spready. So then that kind of it just didn't feel good. Being in it. I just felt like it was just way too risky because my stop was up here at 980 and it was just way too much. So it flashed down a few times, but it wasn't fast enough for me to be able to get out either $50 profit or 100. So as soon as I got back to 965 break even, I got out completely. And I just said, nope, not sitting here waiting around. So I got out completely flat on that, which looking back on it, if I would have stayed, I could have made a little bit of money, but it wasn't really worth the risk on that. As you can see also is kind of low volume, so it just kind of ticks back and forth, and it's just very sketchy. So I got out of that. Next trade was NTNX. Wait a second. Yeah, that's when I covered. And next trade was actually NWL. That's what it was. Right here. All right, so you can see this sideways consolidation. So remember, guys, that stocks get their power of moving either up or down from either consolidation or just retracement. So it pulls back to either be able to gather up more strength, or it goes sideways for a while to gather up more strength. Those are the two ways that you can have explosive movements out of stocks. So now, NWL was on the list for somebody else. They called it actually out in the room as well. And we saw this consolidation across 25, and we saw it bounce several times across 25. It just did not want to break. So what I did, instead of sitting here and watching it for 45 minutes, what I did is I put a stop order to short as it broke $25. So I put it in at $25.98 or no $24.98 with a range of $24.94. So if it broke below 25 and it hit $24.98, it was going to get me in, but it would not get me in if it falls below $24.94. So I got it in with 200 shares. My stop was here. Hold on one second. My stop was actually here over the 50. So I was risking, again, $100. It broke down below 25. It got me in. I set my stop and I just kind of let it go. VWAP and the 9 are curling down, so both of those things are in my direction. The market was actually headed down during that time as well, mostly sideways, but it was still red for the day. So everything was working out in my direction. I got out 100 shares at 24.45 after I hit my 1-to-1, and when it started teeter-tottering back and forth around the 24.50, I got out the rest at 24.45. As you can see on here, I could have gotten my 2-to-1 if I wanted to. I just recently hit 24. But the past couple of days, you guys have probably heard me say, oh, I was up, this amount of money. I should have taken it, blah, blah, blah. So now, just to get green on the week, well, I was already green on the week, but just build my profits up to be able to move up to the next account. I'm going to start taking profits a little bit earlier. No less than 1-to-1 or 1-to-5. But just because the market has been in such a sideways movement and it just hasn't picked a certain direction. Like it'll go up maybe in the afternoon or it'll go down in the afternoon. It'll pick a direction, but I haven't been around to trade during those times. So most of the times during the mornings when I'm trading, the market just doesn't pick a direction and you're just kind of left up with your hands in the air. Like, okay, well, am I going to go long? Am I going to go short? Like what's going on? So I'm deciding to take my profit in a little bit earlier. As you can see, it was gapping down, and it was, I'm not sure what the news are. Honestly, they're irrelevant. It doesn't really matter what the news were on this. It's just, it's being sold off, and you need to look for a good pattern for you to be able to get in. So that was the last trade on NWL. I'm up $276 on the day. And then you can also see on here, Citigroup is a swing trade that I took a couple of days ago. It's almost to my target. I'm $30 away. So as soon as this hits 200, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And it might actually either be today or maybe tomorrow. I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna hold it till I hit my goal. Either way, if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave it down in the comment section below. Make sure to join our Facebook group. That will also be in a link below. If you guys do have any other questions, especially in the room, I try to help you guys out as much as I can. I always post my watch list up every morning. If you notice, some of these, actually all of them, were not on the watch list, or NTNX. I guess NTNX was on the watch list this morning, but it's definitely beneficial to be in a room with experienced professionals that know what they're doing and know what they're looking for. So that's definitely a benefit. But either ways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.